Good morning, children. Today it is biology, and now take your NCERT textbook and a note for taking notes and pencil in your hand, pen or pencil. Now, first open your NCERT textbook and take the content page. Mark chapter 1, 2, 7, 9, 10, 11, and 12 for your biology. You can use the letter B near the names of these chapter. Yeah. So today we are going to see the chapter 1, that is nutrition in plants. Alright. So as the heading tells us that what is meant by nutrition? Nutrition, how do the humans take in nutrition? From the food which we eat, right? So how are the plants taking in nutrition for their growth? Because plants also grow along like human beings, and they are also living organisms. So they too need essential amount of nutrients for their growth. That is what this chapter will tell us in detail. So first, what is nutrition? Nutrition is the mode through which taken food is utilized as energy. Right? So we take in food, and through the digestion process all the essential nutrients, vitamins, proteins, minerals, everything will be absorbed. And if I get the absorbed energy, only then I can do my work activities. So from the food, how is my energy I am getting? How do I get the energy to do all my work from the food? That utilization is through the nutrition. Right? Okay. Why do we need nutrition? To build, to grow or repair damaged parts, to live, and to provide energy, right? So if I have nutrition, if nutrition is absorbed by the all the parts of my body, I will grow, and if any damages or if I get hurt, okay, I will be all right within few days. All the wound will be repaired by the from the food I take. It heals naturally. It is because indirectly the food is helping me to heal the wound and to build the body. Building blocks of our body are nothing but the organs. Then food is our building block. All the cells present in the body are building blocks, right? And to provide energy. Energy is necessary for our work activities, so that we obtain it from the nutrition. So nutrients, where are we getting from? From the food which we eat. This food is of two types, and the sources of food you have already learnt in your grade 6. That is plants and animal are the two basic sources of food for all the human beings. Now, so the plants always will prepare their own food. Do you agree with me? Yes. Whereas animals, do they prepare their own food? No, we are also animals only. We human beings also, like animals, don't prepare our food. We depend on plants for our food. We eat vegetables, flowers, fruits, everything is obtained from the plants. Right, my dear children? So, I give a new term called as autotroph for the organisms which prepare their own food. Okay? Whereas for all the other living organisms which depend on plants, or either way, like which do not prepare their own food, I give the name as hetero. Hetero means different, other, okay? So auto, I just split up this word, okay? Auto means self. Trophos means nourishment. Trophos means nourishment means what is meant by nourishment? Nourishment means growth, preparation, and whatever is necessary for our growth is your nourishment. Okay? Hetero means other, different. Tropos means nourishment. So, what am I telling you is, From the food source, I am going to classify the plants and animals as autotrophs and heterotrophs. From this only you got your producer, consumers and decomposers, your food cycle. Who are all the producers? Obviously, always the plants are the producers. Consumers and decomposers will come under your animals and the microorganisms. So, producers are always autotrophs. Do you agree with me? Yeah. And consumers and decomposers are heterotrophs. Right? So, yeah. Now, the next question is how plants prepare their own food. Yes, because we saw here that animals will depend on plants. But how do the plant get the food first? How do they synthesize it first? We know that they are autotrophs, that is, they prepare their own food. But how come? What is actually happening in the plants? The plants prepare their own food through a process called photosynthesis. Okay? Through a process called photosynthesis. This is what we are going to see today. How does this process of photosynthesis is actually happening in such a way that plants prepare their own food and we depend on plants. So what is this photosynthesis? We don't know, right? Let us see that today. So, in this process of photosynthesis, plants will prepare carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, have you heard this name as an essential nourishing tool for the human beings? Carbohydrates, where do you find carbohydrates from the foods we eat? What are the foods that gives us carbohydrates? Potato and rice are rich in carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are also called as starch. Starch is an essential protein for the growth of human beings. Okay, let it be. I will tell that in later part of this photosynthesis process. So what is the first step? The plants are going to prepare carbohydrates for us through the process of photosynthesis. Where do this preparation occur? Where do we cook food, my dear children? In kitchen, right? So similar way, where do their plants prepare their food? Where do they cook food? In the leaves. Okay, this is the part of the plant where the preparation for food is done. So using what are the materials the food is prepared? So whenever I wanted to prepare a dish, I first wanted to know the ingredients of the recipe, right? So similar way for the plants to prepare their own. Yeah, that is, so for the plants to prepare their own food, these are the necessary conditions. These should be present, only then the plants can prepare their own food. Okay, so now what are they? Water, minerals, carbohydrates, chlorophyll and sunlight. Okay? Yeah. So where are these materials available to the plant? How does these ingredients are readily available to the plant? Okay. Water and minerals are absorbed from the soil. Yes, do you agree? To grow a plant, we pour water for the healthy nature of the plant. So, water and minerals are obtained from the soil. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a component of your air. You have learned that in your 6th standard itself, that the components of air will include carbon dioxide also. What is this chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is nothing but a green pigment present in the leaves of the plant. Okay, all the plant's leaf will definitely contain chlorophyll. And sunlight, it is obtained from as a natural resource for us, that during the daytime sunlight is present. So with this itself, I am telling you indirectly and another point, that the photosynthesis process will happen only during the daytime, because we need sunlight over there. If there is no sun, photosynthesis cannot occur. Okay, my dear children, photosynthesis happens during the daytime only. Okay, now coming back to the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is nothing but a green color pigment present in the leaves of the plant, and this enables the plant to prepare their own food. Whatever it may be, any organism, if it has chlorophyll, then it can prepare their own food. Okay, now I told you that the chlorophyll is a green pigment. But you have seen the leaves of some other colors also. Yellow color, brown color, red color leaves also, right? So does it mean that chlorophyll will be present only in the green leaves? No. Irrespective of the color of the leaf, its nature, the structure of the leaf will have a pigment called chlorophyll. Like human beings, we have hair as a natural growth, right? We are human beings, so definitely we have hair. Irrespective of our color, the color of the skin may vary, but we have hair as a necessary one. Similarly, leaves, irrespective of its different shapes, size, and the nature, it will have a green pigment called chlorophyll. Right, my dear children? Yeah. So this is the pictorial representation of your photosynthesis process. Okay. So what are the ingredients? Do we have it here? Sunlight, carbon dioxide, water and minerals. Then chlorophyll will be present in the leaves. A green pigment chlorophyll which enables to capture the energy from the sun. The sun will directly fall on the leaves, the sun's rays. No, my dear children, the sun's rays will fall on the leaves. So the pigment called chlorophyll, that is a green pigment present in the leaves, will capture the sun, and that is also an important ingredient to prepare the food. So that is why the preparation of food is occurring in the leaf. Why this particular part of the plant is chosen to prepare the food is this is the reason. The chlorophyll will absorb the energy from the sun. Okay, my dear children. So what happens in the photosynthesis process? During photosynthesis, the leaves which are having the pigment, obviously before that, yes, first get to know this, my dear children. All the human beings are made up of cells. Okay, there is a terminology called cell. These are the building blocks of human beings. There are millions and millions of numerous cells present in the human body. All the living organisms will definitely have a cell. So plant is also a living organism and it also has a cell. So what is the cell means? It is not like your battery cell. It is a microscopic structure which is visible only in microscopes, right? And they will be building the parts of the body. Okay, so for a leaf, if I examine in a microscope, I could see small cells which are all joined together to give the leaf. If a stem I examine in a microscope, I could see the cells over there. If I go and examine my microscope of my nails, okay, I could see the cells there. In my blood, cells are there. So everywhere, for all the living organisms, cells are present. Right? Okay, so what are the cells present in the leaves? So, this is a leaf. You have the small pore, small opening over there in the cell. Okay, this is how a cell of a plant will be. In some like a rectangular shape it will have. Okay, so in between two cells, you have a pore, a small pore called stomata. This is a small opening pore. This opens and closes. This opens and closes. Like how do we breathe? Okay, during breathing, we inhale and exhale. Our chest expands and contracts. Similar way, plants are also living organisms. Mind you, children, they also respire because they are living organisms. They respire through stomata, this opening pore. It will open and close. It will open and close. And during that opening and closing, the guard cells are nothing but the cells of the plant. I have just given a name called as guard cells. Guard cells means, guarding means what is that? Protecting. You have your black cords, okay? Big shots will have the black cords surrounded by them always. That means for the protection, right? So for the protection, you will have the guard cells. Protecting what? Stomata. Stomata is a small opening pore present in the leaves which will help in respiration and photosynthesis process of the plant. It helps in two processes, mind you children. One is respiration and photosynthesis. Okay, during respiration it may breathe. So that is clear. What way it will the stomata does in during photosynthesis? So the stomata does the work of inhaling carbon dioxide and exhaling oxygen during the photosynthesis process. Okay, so carbon dioxide will be present in the atmosphere. That is also one of the ingredients for the plant to prepare the food. Okay, so the photosynthesis process will enable the carbon dioxide to enter the stomata of the leaves and then in return release oxygen into the atmosphere. So the plant is the only resource which gives us the oxygen, and that is why we are all advised to grow more and more trees around us for the fresh breathing of oxygen. Now my question is, where is this oxygen coming from the plant? It comes from your water and minerals. What is the chemical formula of water? H2O. Do you have the oxygen there? Right? So, the water which is absorbed by the roots will be traveling in the upward direction and it will be distributed to all the parts of the plant. So, obviously leaves too will be getting the distribution of water. And through the photosynthesis process, oxygen is released out. So yes, are you clear with the photosynthesis process, my dear children? So photosynthesis means, photo means light, synthesis means preparation, light preparation. With the light, food is prepared, and that is why you got the name as photosynthesis. So this is a very important equation of photosynthesis, that during the process of photosynthesis, you're going to write all these ingredients in the equation. Mind you children, carbon dioxide, CO2, okay, plus water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll will give me carbohydrates plus oxygen, O2. Okay, so oxygen is released in the atmosphere. And where is this carbohydrate stored? That is also called as starch or glucose. It is an essential protein which will be stored in the leaves, and that is why from the spinach which we eat, spinach is nothing but the leaves of the plant. From when that we have learned that proteins are rich in spinach. Starch is rich in spinach. Okay, starch is nothing but a protein pigment which is an essential for the growth of human body. I also called as glucose. Now you would have got an idea. Glucose is an energy drink, right? It is, though it is what is that? Marketing product. We give the name as glucose. The original starch content in biology, we call it as glucose. It is not a product, okay, which you drink. That product contains glucose, and that is why the name of the product is also glucose. The product has rich in starch. Okay, my dear children. So this is an important equation, that carbon dioxide plus water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, I will get carbohydrates and oxygen from the plant through the process of photosynthesis. Yes, so as I told you that all the leaves will have chlorophyll, because the green color pigment is present in the all the leaves irrespective of their color. And algae. Algae means, what is that? Pasam budichirukku, they tell in Tamil, right? Yes, in your water tanks and all. Algae are autotroph, because what is the color of the algae? You have noticed it, my dear children. It is in green color. It also has a green pigment, chlorophyll. So whenever chlorophyll is there, it is going to prepare their own food. So autotrophs, algae are also autotrophs. Yeah. So the next thing, this is nothing but Does the plants only prepare carbohydrates? No, the plants also prepare nitrogen. Nitrogen is also a protein. The protein preparation. Synthesis means preparation. Carbohydrates is prepared by photosynthesis. Now, how is nitrogen prepared? Nitrogen will be present in the air. Like other components of the atmosphere, nitrogen is also available to the plants from the air. And since they cannot directly, there is no other cells like stomata or chlorophyll. Chlorophyll will absorb the sun's energy. Stomata will convert carbon dioxide and exhale out oxygen. For this nitrogen to be absorbed by the plant, there is no cells like that. Okay, but it is from the soil the plants can absorb. So from the soil, water and minerals will be available to the plants, right? Do you agree with me? From the water, the nitrogen is absorbed by the plant. Also by your fertilizers, the work of providing the nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere to the plant as a protein is done by two members. Okay, one is by your fertilizers. What do you mean by fertilizer? It is just a chemical sprayed to the soil to provide the essential minerals for its growth. And what is nitrogen fixing bacteria? Earthworm is your farmer's friend. Similar way, your soil has some bacteria. There is a specific bacteria called nitrogen fixing bacteria which does the only work of making the nitrogen present in the atmosphere to be available to the plant as a protein. It converts the atmosphere's nitrogen which is in the gaseous state to a usable one for the plant. Okay, so carbohydrates will be prepared by the plant by the process of photosynthesis. How is nitrogen prepared by the plant? By two members, nitrogen fixing bacteria and fertilizers through the part of, from the soil, the plants are absorbing nitrogen. They are making use of the nitrogen. Okay, my dear children. So regarding today's homework, you have to read these pages mentioned in your homework schedule. And you have to draw the photosynthesis diagram also along with the equation. This is the photosynthesis explaining diagram and its parts. And this one is the equation of photosynthesis. I have sent you the pic. Please do refer that for your homework, children. See you in the next class. Thank you.